Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video. Today we are in the northern desert, just north of Marauder's Muster, building a prison. This build was suggested by Andrew Del Russo on my Khitan Jungle Home build video, so thank you for the suggestion. When playing the prison out I thought of a few different designs, but ended up going for a fairly modern one. A lot of prisons nowadays have a very specific structure, where a central tower overlooks the wings, which allows for tighter security and better surveillance on prisoners. Obviously we can't have the modern luxuries like CCTV, but this is what I went for as a design, as something like this makes for a fairly interesting structure. The prison is going to have a few different wings for various security levels, along with a cafeteria and prisoner intake area. As this is one of our Wednesday videos, this is indeed a modded build, using various pieces from the mods you can see here, the links to which are all in the description. The main mods however featured in this specific build are pieces from the Savage Steel DLCs, roof pieces from Age of Calamitous I believe, and larger windows and exchange windows from Immerse RP. This is a fairly big build to complete, so with that being said, let's get started. Firstly we will start with the baseplate. I used black ice foundations to start with the main tower area, which will be a large circular platform. I built this with the standard circular platform structure, starting with wedges in the centre and extending out with wedges and square foundations sequentially. I extended the platform out for an equivalent of about 3 tiles around the centre, then building the wings. I built a straight run from the south, which would be the intake area. I then built a few different offshoots from the main circle. These would be 2 low security wings either side of the cafeteria to the north, general population on the west, and solitary on the east. The yard access would also be on the eastern side between the northeastern low security wing and solitary. I used wedges between the 2 low security wings to fill in the gap between them, creating what would later become the cafeteria. Next for the walls. I'm using black ice walls, frames, door frames, windows and exchange windows to build the walls. I built the intake area first, separating a small area out on the west side for the front desk area. I used doorways to separate the main area of the prison from the intake area, then building up the walls of each wing and mapping out the various cells. Each cell will be 1x2 with a single frame within to allow for a little bit of light but no chance of escape. There are 2 group cells in the general population block that are 2x2, but you will see those shortly. I used exchange windows throughout the prison to create windows that allow in a little bit more light than frames, but also stop prisoners from climbing through them. The solitary confinement wing will have 1x1 cells with no windows or any furnishings, as the cells are designed to induce sensory deprivation as a punishment. I built the majority of the walls up 3 tiles high around the wings, leaving solitary 1 tile high and the intake area at the same height. I then created some of the roof mounts above the wings to make playing the roofs later a little bit easier, using sloped sides and walls to create the roof mounts, though the mounts over the back of the low security wings would eventually receive a slight change. Next, I constructed the stairs and ceilings for the wings. I used black ice ceilings and stairs to create the different levels, adding glass walls and doorways at the front of each wing to allow guards in the central tower that we'll build later to be able to easily see onto the landing of each wing and keep an eye on prisoners. The space between each cell will be about a 2x2 size, allowing for a spacious corridor, but keeping the cells fairly restricted in their space. Next, for the roofs over the wings. I went with a flat roof over the cafeteria at first, using wedge ceilings to cover the room. I had to place down pillars to support the entire roof, one at the back behind the front desk, the serving desk, and one at the front of the room. I then decided to use glass wedges to allow for a skylight of sorts in the room, adding an element of natural light in the roof. I then constructed more of the roof mounts and used reinforced grey ceilings to create some of the roofs. I much prefer these pieces over the black ice pieces, though they are very similar and you could easily say it's just a reskin. The metal on the grey reinforced roofs suits the feeling of the build much better and it looks quite clean. I also changed the design of the cafeteria roof slightly, creating a sort of spiked roof that makes the build look a little bit more interesting from the outside. Next, for the central surveillance tower. I used black ice walls and exchange windows to create a 2-tile circular tower, with the stairs inside to allow for access to each level of the tower to preside over each wing. I then built a roof over the tower using grey roof pieces again, along with wedge roof pieces. I built them 1 tile high and capped off the roof with wedge ceilings, leaving the top flat to attach to the roof of the main prison. Next, for the main prison roof. This is basically a larger version of the roof over the surveillance tower, using wedge and regular ceilings above each tile layer to support the roof and add a little bit more depth to the interior of the roof. The roof itself eventually meets with the top of the surveillance tower and continues up to a pointed apex. Finally, the yard. I used palisade walls to create the yard perimeter, then using spiked palisade walls and single palisade pieces outside of the walls to create a barrier that is difficult and dangerous to climb. Finally, for added security, I created a small balcony above the yard access door, which is accessible from the top level of the surveillance tower, which overlooks the wall itself. Finally, when the build was done, it was then time to of course furnish. Approaching the prison, it is a large and imposing structure, lit within by bracketed wall torches. The intake area is a simple waiting room with a guarded and protected front desk that will process prisoners, bail payments and possessions. Entering the main area of the prison, the surveillance tower looks over the entire area as a monolith of security. Heading into general population, this is a wing full of cells, with each cell having a toilet and a bed. This wing is the main place for prisoners and can hold quite a few miscreants. Next, the low security wing. This is where prisoners serving shorter sentences or ones that are on good behaviour will be placed. This is a chopped down version of the general population wing, generally aiming to be less crowded. The cafeteria sits between the low security wings and can hold about a dozen prisoners at a time. The serving desk is a simple checkpoint with some basic cooking facilities, and this area is designed to provide a fast eating experience, ensuring quick turnover to process all prisoners within a short amount of time. The second low security ring is basically exactly the same as the first, just flipped. Solitary confinement is nothing fancy for the specific reason of it being, well, solitary. This is purely a place for punishing dissenting prisoners and is not intended as a permanent residence. Next, the yard. This yard is designed for little more than time in the fresh air, really. The wall is dangerous to climb and the risk of being caught by the guards above is very, very high. Finally, the surveillance tower. This is a simple structure where guards can watch over the wings within the tower, or patrol the outer perimeter of the tower on the ground floor to ensure safety within the cafeteria and low security areas. On the top floor there is a pathway that allows access to the aforementioned yard balcony. And there we have it, a prison in the northern desert. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to Andrew for suggesting this build. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions for future builds. Viewer suggestions are probably one of my favourite things to do on this channel, so feel free to suggest, well, whatever you like. Don't forget to join the fun on our Discord and support the future of this channel on Patreon. Links to both are in the description below. Of course, don't forget to check out the rest of the content on this channel itself, and subscribe if you like what you see. There are plenty more videos coming soon, along with more progress logs for our colonisation project on Conan Exiles, so be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications to be the first to see the next video, and join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.